Hey guys, and welcome back to I Am Beautiful Hustler TV. Today I'll be showing you how to do a blunt cut bob with some baby hairs, and I will not be doing an installation video. It will just be basically a styling video. Now this is a HD lace wig provided by YSWigs hair, and all the details to this hair will be listed down below in the description box. However, this lace is HD lace, so like I said, it will melt right into that skin so perfect. The lace is very thin and very invisible, and that's why the results also came out awesome as well, because of my technique and because the quality of lace. Guys, it is very important that you get quality lace in order to receive the best results. Don't get me wrong, if you do have, not such good quality, you can still achieve nice results. But the reality is, the better the quality, the better the outcome. So today I'll be doing a bob cut video for you. This video was requested a while back and I never got around to it. So I'm going to be showing you how I do a part down the middle blunt cut. Now we will be going for a shorter bob today. So the first thing you want to do is, well, I like to start from the front to get like my guideline of how short it's going to be. And then I just match the evenness of the cut all around. So as you can see, I am using my scissors, and I just took the first part and I cut it where I want where I want the bob to stop at as far as length. And the easiest thing for you to do is just go ahead and, as you cut, use the hair that's already cut as your guideline to keep that same even flow of cutting. Just take a little bit of the hair that you need to cut and some of the hair that's already cut, and you want to try your best to match that cutting. So I'm just going to do the same technique all around, and I'm just showing you guys in detail what I'm doing. And you want to make sure you do have some really good scissors. Now this is my blunt cutting technique with scissors, but I can also do a video on how you can do this cut using the razor, not the razor, but the hair clippers that the hair clippers that men use to get their tapes and stuff. So yeah, I can show you a tutorial on how to cut a bob with those as well. But for today, like I said, I will be doing the scissors technique. So you just want to make sure that you do have your client keep their head straight up and not to move at all, because even the slightest movement of putting their head down or too far back going up, it can make you have an uneven cut. So you want to make sure you stress them that they have to be very still and put their phones down, not turning their head, trying to have conversation, like as still as possible. So I'm just going to continue to do the same method all around her head, and then I will work my way onto the other side. Here is just a back view of what I'm doing. Sometimes I have to get low to really see like where I'm cutting, and to just make sure it's even, because if you're standing too high up above the person's head, you could be cutting uneven without even noticing. So sometimes I do get low to make sure that the cut is even. So now we are working our way on the other side, and I'm still coming around doing the same thing, taking the hair that's previously cut with the hair that's not cut and just evening it up all the way, or as try to make it as equivalent and symmetrical as possible. And another tip, once you get to the front, sometimes you might have one side a little higher than the other, but it shouldn't be drastically if you did use the same method I am using. But you will see that once I turn her to the front, I will just even up whatever I feel is a little off balance, or if a piece is a little longer than the other. So what I like to do is just continue to comb that hair down so I can just make sure it's flat all the way throughout the roots. That way I know the cut is even all the way out through the bob, and not just only when the bob is sitting a certain way. That's why I kept combing, to make sure that everything was all the way down. And you just want to cut away any flyaways that may be hanging that you did not miss. And then once you finish your cut to the desired look, I'm just going to go in with my flat iron to begin to bump this wig. And everybody always asks what type of flat iron I'm using, and I'm just using a regular Conair flat iron. Guys, I honestly get all my flat irons from like Walgreens and Walmart. Like, they only be like $25 to $35, and they get super, super hot. You know, they automatically turn off if you're not using it for a long time. Like, great quality. Remington, Conair, like, those are my go-to flat irons. You can buy the big name brand flat irons if you want, but honestly, it's just like they do the same exact thing, to be honest. So you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a flat iron if you don't want to. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with my flat iron, and I don't bump the bob like hard. You just want to lightly tap the ends, because if you curve like too hard, it will have that real grandma C look. So you just want to lightly bump the ends of the bob, and you just want to make sure you grab every piece of hair that's underneath. That way nothing straight is sticking out. And if you do create a line in the hair by accident, like I did here in this clip, I don't know if you can really see it, you just have to go a little higher up and just flatten that little crease out, and like I said, lightly tap the ends. So I'm going to do this all around until this bob is completely bumped, and then I will show you briefly how I created the baby hairs on one side, and then I will just show the finishing look. As far as the baby hairs, you guys can see it's a lot of baby hairs, and you know, just to give it a real jazzy look. And if she wanted to pull, you know, both ears behind both ears, if she wanted to pull the hair behind both of her ears, she will have the baby size on either side. That will also give it, like, you know, a real cute jazzy look. So I'm going to show you how I created those baby hairs, and I did those using the Got To Be gel and just blow drying as I went along. But yeah, so this is pretty much what the bob looks like after I pretty much finish bumping it. So we are reaching, you know, the end of this process, and I just wanted to show you guys in detail, because I know you guys need more tutorials where we really show you what we're doing and not cropping out too much. So that's why I did go in for those who are beginners on this, so you can actually see what I'm doing. And yeah, so I'll be back when we get to the baby hairs. So now that I'm finished bumping everything, I'm just going to pull this side behind the ear real quick so I can work on the baby hairs. And like I mentioned, I will be using the Got To Be gel in my edge brush. So of course I'm going to do a swoop right across the center part. That way the baby hairs can just flow where it needs to flow. You don't have to do a baby hair in the center. You can actually just start by doing the baby hairs off center, but I know some people do like the swoop across the center, so it's just really their preference and what they're requesting. But yeah, so I'm going to start off with the swoop across the center. You just want to smooth that baby hair into the rest of that wig, just nice and smooth. And then I'm going to start to do the next one. And like I said, the best thing to do is just blow dry the baby hair as you go along. That way your lace will not lift or anything like that. I didn't have any issues at all with the lace lifting as I was doing this process. So yeah, you just want to take your time, blow dry, Don't really force it. Just, you know, use your finger to really guide the hair where you need it to go. And the key to this is just really cutting the baby hair as short as possible. I actually did them a little shorter than I usually cut it. I usually do like an inch, but I did the cutting shorter than an inch, and I actually liked the baby hairs more that way. So now in my new tutorials, I will be cutting the baby hair shorter, and it gives the baby hair a different type of look. Not that anything was wrong with how I was doing it the first time, but I just kind of like this way even better. So this is pretty much what I did to this side, and I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side off camera because it's just repetition. And you just want to make sure after doing a baby hair, you just smooth and comb the hair. And I did go ahead and just, you know, conceal the part and use the black spray method that I showed you guys on my tutorials previously. But this is the finishing look. I hope you guys enjoy this quick bob cut tutorial. And thank you guys for tuning in to I Am Beautiful Hustler TV. Till next time.